Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Real Hawk Talk. I am Brian Nemhauser. You can find me and all the stuff we do on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Ad Hoc Blogger. And right now, before I forget, there's a special thing going on with Simply Seattle. Just announced like a little while ago. Head over to the Simply Seattle Instagram account. They're giving away 2 tickets to the game this weekend. 2 tickets. And it's very simple for how you have to enter. I think you have to follow their Instagram account and you have to follow ours at Hawk Blogger. I think you can get an extra entry if you add us to your story, which, by the way, I'm getting all sorts of mentions all of a sudden. So go while the getting's good if you want to get 2 tickets for this game, because that is a screaming good deal. All you got to do is follow a couple accounts to basically get entered. And there's only one crew. There's only one crew that I want to spend time talking about a Seahawks 49ers game with. It is the OG Real Hawk Talk crew, Nathan Ernst, Evan Hill, Jeff Simmons. And this is a crew that when we started, it was really the height of the 49ers. That was when Kyle Shanahan came in, when the Seahawks were going down. 2019 happened, and it's been pretty grim for a lot of that time between these two teams. As they say, I return to you at the turning of the tides as the Seahawks face the 49ers this week in Lumen Field for the first time, hosting them in a playoff game since 2013 NFC Championship. That's what's on the line here. Nathan, man, let's start with you. It's been a minute, and dude, it's so good to see you. How's life?
It's been good. It's been good. How about you? How have you been?
You know, it's a little hectic. I got to be honest. Trying to meet the moment, and scheduling all these guests and going to the VMAC, and it's a lot, but it's all good stuff. So I got no complaints.
This is your first playoff run as a credentialed reporter, isn't it?
It is. Yeah,
it's cool. I feel like that's something to be excited about.
It is. I'm actually thinking I'm going to try for the first time to maybe go to the locker room and press conference after this game, but we'll just see how that all goes. Going to be sober the whole day. Going to be profesh at least in those environments, but I will be a little bit hoarse from screaming my head off.
Is that the cover story or is that the truth?
It is the truth. It is the truth. You know what? The alcohol doesn't, you guys will get here at some point. The alcohol just doesn't do it for me anymore, man. It's
hold up. In week 1, remember when we were pre-gaming? Were you not drinking?
Oh, I was drinking, but it just doesn't do much for me, man. It gives me a headache and doesn't really, I don't get the benefits. It's just not the same. You will find this out.
No. I am realizing this. I feel like you're just suppressing your identity here, because every time I drink with you at a bar, there's an 80 to 90% chance you're ripping shots for the entire table.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, if we're drinking, we're taking shots. There's no question.
Okay, I feel like there's
I just don't drink that often. It's not
fair.
hard for me to not drink, but when we got a bunch of friends together, yeah, we're probably gonna do some social drinking. It'll
for
happen.
sure. Fair.
Oh man, I was just thinking about our conversation earlier. So Jeff,
you fucker. I'm sorry to swear. Tip jar. 30 seconds.
No, that's good. Jeff, man. Speaking of conversations from earlier, I love this. You, Evan, you guys are in your feelings about this game, about every game this season, and it occurs to me the 4 of us didn't really know each other that well when 2013. I don't even know if we knew each other at all when the Seahawks made the last run. So I don't know your playoff persona. I don't know what you guys are like when the Seahawks are actually good. And I'm finding out, at least for you and maybe for Evan too, you're pretty stressed, dude. Is that fair?
Yeah, it's nothing about the Seahawks or my belief in them. It's about wasting opportunities. And I'm just in general even at some games, Evan got to sit with me in Nashville in a game. The Seahawks weren't really even close. And Derek was sitting right beside me, and Derek could see how tense I was getting and how mad I was getting at little mistakes. And last year I was with Nathan and Evan at the opener, and I was kind of drunk and didn't really care because I didn't really have expectations. And we were all having a good time at that point. But when the playoffs happen, I get nervous. And it's nothing about the Seahawks or their opponent this week. I just get so stressed about wasting these opportunities. Like 2019 didn't feel like that as much. That team was okay at a negative point differential. I didn't think they could actually Russ carrying them to the Super Bowl was their only chance. And really, since we've known each other, 2020 the team was not great. But 2014, I felt a little better because we'd already won. 2013, I was so nervous about that opportunity. And that San Francisco game was the most tense I think I've ever been during a sporting event.
Yes.
Jim Harbaugh and how much I hated Colin Kaepernick at the time. I haven't had that feeling in a long time. Even like other sports teams I've had, like the Blue Jays and the Raptors won the championship. I don't get like that for that. There's something about the one game football that makes me stressed, and probably something more about me than I wish I was just confident. Like, I've said to you guys all, like, can you help me enjoy the games more? And I get like this. So yeah, I think it's a good sign that I'm back there. I think it means we have a real opportunity that I do believe in this team. But just like the idea of us blowing this as the number one seed to San Francisco and David Lombardi and that whole fan base of all makes me so uncomfortable. Until they actually win the game, I don't think I'm going to be able to enjoy a single second of it.
I can identify with that. And for people that don't remember the history of this, I'll just say the Colin Kaepernick hate back then, this was before all of the things that Colin Kaepernick's known for now. It was much more like him kissing his bicep in front of his sports car on Instagram, that kind of stuff. So just to clarify for people that don't know, Nathan, I have no idea what your playoff persona is. Help us, enlighten us.
It's different this year than it's been in any year in the past. Like 2013, I was a mess because Seattle had never won a Super Bowl, and that was a team that should win a Super Bowl. And then a lot of the later Pete and Russ years, there was a lot of Seahawks fan civil war priors that I had on the line. And so even though those teams weren't great, I cared deeply about those games.
Perverse reasons.
Yeah, exactly. This is such a stress-free football team, which is not to say they're a perfect football team by any means, but they just are so robotic and so like they're Terminators, and like I'm stressed about this game only insofar as that I'm not stressed about it. Like they should just absolutely suffocate, smother, demolish, like just completely ground this team, or like pound this team into the ground. And so I don't know. And like without some of like the historic stuff of like this team's never won a Super Bowl before or anything like that. And there's no like Russ Pete run versus pass, all that. Like, so I'm just kind of like, I don't know. They're a really fucking good football team, and I think they're going to win and probably go to the Super Bowl and maybe win the Super Bowl. Like, I just don't have a lot of anxiety, and that's giving me a little bit of anxiety. But for the most part, I feel like this team is just awesome, and they're going to be great.
You said it so well. And Nathan's been cooking when he's been on lately. We've been able to find time to get him on. I've loved Nathan's takes. I want to come back to some of that, but Evan, your persona is schizophrenic to begin with. So what were you like in 2013 besides like 5 years old?
Yeah, I mean, first of all, I'm an adult now, or maybe many would say I'm not an adult.
Your voice has changed.
My voice has changed. I still have a hairline, which is good. Thank you, Jesus. I'm in a similar
shot. Such a shot.
That was actually not a shot. I'm sorry, gentlemen. I just realized you all don't have
literally every single one of us on this podcast.
Oh,
I'm sorry, guys. I love bald is beautiful. Bald is beautiful. I'm in a weird crossover state between Jeff and Nathan. I don't have a lot of anxiety right now in this exact moment. My anxiety is slowly building up the closer we get to Saturday. I don't know if it's my confidence in this roster, this coaching staff, the talent across the board. Like, I don't know what it is subconsciously for me, but I'm not nervous about Saturday right now. I'm actually more agitated. And let me tell you why I'm agitated. The more comments I read from 49er fans over the past couple of days. I've never seen a team's collective franchise fan base so incredibly arrogant for a team that just got their ass kicked at home, absolutely dominated 2 weeks ago. Niner fans are talking up a shitstorm right now. It's insane. Every thread I go into, it's arrogance. It's not just confidence. It's like, we're going to smoke them. We are better than, like, it's delusional. You talk about schizophrenic, it is delusional what I'm saying. So it's trying to agitate me and get me a little amped up because I want to put them in their place. As we've been saying all season long, like, daddy's home. Like, this is, you have a new NFC West champion. You have a new head coach, sort of phenom here. So I want to put them in their place. It's almost more important than a playoff win to me. It's dominance over that franchise and that team. I don't know. Do those emotions make any sense? Like, I think when it comes to Saturday, when I reach Saturday, I'm going to be in a very anxious, full-blown panic state, probably similar to Jeff, just because I can't remember. Like, when was our last playoff game? Was it against the Niners, our last one?
Yes, it was 2022 in San Francisco or in Santa Clara. Yep. Yeah.
So that was that the only one since the Eagles game, the Philly game?
I think so.
Trying to think off my
2020
memory.
they went.
It was a Rams one where Russ played like crap. But I just it's been a while since I've felt this confident in this roster, this franchise, this coaching staff. So it's I'm still kind of like, we haven't seen this team in the playoffs yet under Mike Macdonald. Mm-hmm. So I don't know really what to expect yet. We see a lot of coaching staffs, a lot of teams just like completely fall flat on their face in the playoffs when they have big expectations. Think about the Chargers. Think about how the Justin Herbert conversation has changed over the past week and the narrative surrounding that. So that's a long-winded rant. My anxiety is slowly growing. I think putting 49er fans in their place is maybe more important to me than even winning the playoff game, if I'm honest with you.
I get it. I was telling Nathan before you guys joined, Matt Hasselbeck this week was like, you seem different lately when it comes to the 49ers and stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, it's personal, whatever. And then I remembered, he probably saw some of that post-game show we did where we were dropping F-bombs left and right. And I mean, it's real, man. I don't like that team. I don't like the fans. I genuinely do not like the fans. And yes, I have friends that are 49ers fans, and I don't like that part of who they are. Like, I just don't like them. And so, yeah, this one does mean more. And Nathan, one of the things you said that I just completely agree with is, if you just put your hands over the logos and you just like look at these teams, it's not close. Like, it's not close. So, like, how do you go into this game knowing that? How much is your expectation based off of, okay, just basic football eval, this is how it should go, versus, it's a division game, rival, playoff games are close, like they'll find a way, Brock Purdy will do something. Like, how do you kind of reason your way through how this game will go?
We just have a lot of, I think, data on these two teams at this point. And I mean, one of the data points from this year is Seattle losing to this team. So it's not out of the question that even if the defense is great, the offense might not muster enough. But if you look at the history of Mike Macdonald versus Brock Purdy, there's zero part of me that's like, oh, he's gonna do something. Like, no, that's not in the equation at all. When you look at these two football teams and the history between them, the only question is if Darnold can does Darnold shoot this team in the foot, right? Or does this offense shoot itself in the foot? And even with a great defensive performance, they're not able to do enough. I think there's lots of evidence that this Niners offense is not going to be super effective. So yeah, I think it's a really simple question with these two teams. And I think, the most recent example, and the Niners offense has only gotten worse with injuries and things since that recent example, is that Seattle is going to absolutely suffocate them, and they're just going to be praying that the offense messes the Seahawks offense throws the game away.
Okay, well, let me attempt to throw some more anxiety onto the pile for this crew.
Please, no.
Lovely. Is it
Um,
injury related?
Let's talk about news on both sides from an injury front. Let's talk about the fact that Fred Warner continues to make noise that he's not ruling himself out. If it was up to him, he'd be playing this weekend, and he participated fully today, and they opened his practice window, all this stuff. So there's that going on. Ricky Pearsall practice. He's limited, but he's practiced. And for the Seahawks today, Charles Cross shows up on the injury report going from full to limited with a new knee injury. And by the way, Josh Jones, who played for Charles Cross in the last time they played 2 weeks ago, has not practiced yet. He's still hurt. And he was hurt at that point. By the way, Tariq Woolen has been limited with an oblique the last couple of days as well. Does any of that change the calculation for you guys? Jeff, start with you on that one.
No. I think most of these guys are going to end up playing for the Seattle, and I think most of these guys, I can't see Fred Warner playing. I think it's just mind games. Like Adam Schefter, and like there's very specific rules about injury reporting and how they have to do that for gambling, and I still am not buying the Warner. Maybe I ended up with a tomato over my head. Look, I think Seattle's been pretty clear with what's going on with the Cross. I'm guessing it was a bit of a rest day. With Woolen, I think they're just limiting him to build him up for the game. I think the guys that are supposed to play are going to play, and I don't think Fred Warner is going to play. So I'm not buying a lot of the injury report. I think tomorrow is obviously going to be a big day, and that's what we'll really get a sense for it. But I think at this time, they're really just managing the players that have been through even though they're coming off a bye, they still have to manage these guys and get them ready for Saturday. So I think Seattle's pretty calculated in what they're doing with a guy like Woolen, and I'm not buying the Fred Warner thing at all. So I don't change it all.
I didn't realize the Cross injury was a new one, though.
It's a new injury.
Catch that. That is worrisome to me.
Yeah. I do not think this is a rest day kind of thing. That's not the pattern. So it's something. And so my question to you guys, Nathan and Evan, maybe I'll start with you on this, is let's assume for just a second that Fred Warner does play. You find out he's active for this game. Let's assume for a second that Charles Cross cannot play. Those two things only. How does your feeling about this game change?
I think if Fred Warner plays in this game and is anywhere close to 100%, that's a big assumption. He completely changes the dynamic of this and my confidence level. Rewind back to week 1. He was the best player on the field in week 1. He was blowing up, run plays left and right. He was getting after the quarterback. Like he was completely and totally, I don't even know what the word, an agent. He was an agent of chaos in week 1. If you go and look back at the film. With that said, he's not playing. Can we stop with the delusion, 49er fans? I will literally eat a leather shoe on this podcast if Fred Warner plays on Saturday. He's not playing.
Not a good bet.
We have to stop pretending he is playing. He is not. He is not playing. He's one of their best players, if not their best player on the entire team. He is not rushing back, re-aggravating an injury, and completely dooming his career for the rest of his life. He is not going to do it.
I've never been more sure that he is going to play than I am after hearing
He is not playing. We have to stop with the delusion. I am so serious.
You have to stop making these stupid guarantees that you think will never happen, like getting
this is an insane guarantee
tattooed on your chest.
This is an insane guarantee. Okay, he broke his ankle in September. He's not playing a football.
Didn't Terrell Owens come back in like a month from a broken leg to play in the Super Bowl?
Did he? A broken leg?
Yeah, Terrell Owens. That's like
Super pre my time, man. I was a child. I was a baby.
I'm I am not where you are, Evan. I mean,
You think he's playing?
I don't think he's playing. I don't think it's out of the question. I don't think it's like single-digit percentile chance that he's playing. I think this guy practiced. He's moving around, like to the point that they said he wasn't supposed to have his practice window open this week. It is, and this team, like, if he's saying he's ready to play, it's not crazy to me. It's not crazy to me. I don't think it's a 0% chance.
I think it's less than 20.
Well, that's different than like I'm going to eat a shoe. Like,
I mean, 80% confidence level. I mean, Jeff, are you in a different camp than this? I'm calling on you to back me up here. Is Fred Warner playing on Saturday?
I'm like 98% sure he's not playing.
Thank you. An agent of reason on this podcast. At least there's a second one of us.
I know what
so
they're
many
doing.
agents on this.
He's going to try. It was like Trent Williams, the one that we played in week 18. Trent Williams was saying the exact same things. We're going to try to get to the game. All the reporting was he's probably not going to play. Then warm-ups happened, and he wasn't out there. Like, it's been pretty – I think they've been pretty clear with his timeline the whole time. I think in Fred Warner's mind, he's going to play. He's a psychopath, and he's an elite athlete. I think that's how they're wired to think. But I think when we take a step back, I think this is pretty short on a short week. Well, a short week doesn't impact him, but I think this is the way to go.
I'm still curious about this notion, though. Like, you guys are so sure it's not going to happen. It makes me like, I think Nathan and I can have a pretty good guess of how both of you are going to react. Pre-fight Donut says Evan is an agent of terrible bets. This is true. Nathan, can you envision what Jeff and Evan's emotional state will be if Fred Warner is announced as active on Saturday?
I can actually. Yeah, I'm so excited for it. Especially Evan.
To lose their minds.
I'm gonna sleep. I'm
pictures
sleeping.
of shoes in his on his timeline and stuff. It's gonna be amazing.
I'm gonna sleep like a baby on Friday night because I know Fred Warner is not playing on Saturday night.
Well, speaking of sleeping like a baby, I want to take this moment, total tangent. If let's just dare to dream for a second, the Seahawks do take care of business on Saturday, and then they play the following week, Sunday evening, late afternoon, as a matter of fact, conference championship. I want to do a live show in Seattle next week. Nathan, if we can figure this out, are you down to do a live show? You weren't with us in Tennessee.
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm the easiest person to figure out to get to Seattle, but yes, I can definitely pull it off.
Evan's convinced he's going to have people like trying to take him out. Like he has serious concerns about his safety.
Have we not had prior poor experiences with certain fan bases?
Well, if it was the 49ers, that would be different.
They have a lot of people who live in Seattle, my brother.
They do. They're going to be so depressed after this weekend. They're going to no, they won't be coming to
can we just not count our eggs before they hatch? Or our chickens before they hatch?
You're
one
feeling
and
a
up.
little superstitious.
I'm starting to okay, I'm going to admit something. Okay. I'm starting to feel like the pressure's on us a little bit.
Well, it is.
I didn't feel that way a couple of days ago.
I know you didn't. You went on a whole rant about it, and I was like, okay.
I'm starting to worry that the collective narrative is just assuming Seattle's absolutely going to blow them out, and I just don't like the direction that leads and jinxes us in. I'm a little superstitious about this.
Team cares about that? I don't feel like this team has any awareness or any care about that. I think the only person that maybe that applies to is Sam Darnold. And I think Sam Darnold is going to be feeling all of the pressure, regardless of what anyone is saying. He plays an
important position, Nathan.
Yeah, but talk about pressure. What makes Sam Darnold perform poorly? It's not the big game thing is such bullshit. Like, I've gone over that time. Seriously, if you go back to last year, his games against the Packers, his games against the Seahawks, he had so many. His game against the 49ers, his first game against the Rams, by the way, he had tons of great performances in, quote, big games.
Yeah.
But if you can rush the passer, collapse the pocket, if you can be really good in disguising your coverages, you can do those things and you can stop the run. then yeah, maybe you can get Sam Darnold to misbehave. 49ers are literally dead last in the NFL in sack rate. They are second to last in interception rate in the NFL. And I'm not saying that there's no chance that they will rush the passer, but it's not a recipe for really creating the worst version of Sam Darnold.
Thankfully, our left tackle's fully healthy after a few weeks off, right? So
Yeah, don't worry, Josh
Jones
Jones
happened the last time.
Josh Jones isn't healthy though.
I know he wasn't healthy for that game.
Are you suiting up at left tackle? Like here's the thing. Here's
the one snap they couldn't get by Amari Kite or Amari Knight.
Kite, yes.
Here's the thing. Here's the situation, Brian, and team and crew and audience and chatter. I cannot listen to the 49er fan base talk shit all the offseason long if we lose this game. Nothing else will matter. I will forget 14 wins. I will forget splitting the series. I will forget dominating them in week 17. We cannot lose this fucking game.
I think you're projecting, though. I don't think JSN has the same worries about what his Twitter replies are going to look like for the next 8 months.
Please talk me into this. I want to be talked into this. I'm so serious.
You like going on to the 49ers Reddit and trolling and now feeling pressure that you put on yourself. It does not affect like Gray Zabel or anything. They don't care.
So spot on. I don't know if anybody nails Evan as well as Nathan does. Like,
I talk a lot of shit. That's the problem.
Evan just projected his whole being on the Seahawks.
Where did you guys meet, Evan and Nathan?
The Rue.
No, because you came to Hawk Blogger together. You came first.
Duh, I'm an idiot.
Can I bring Nathan with me? How did you guys?
He came dragging me along.
Nathan and I were like two little chatters in the field goals. What did they call it? Like fan writing section or something?
Yeah.
It was some like weird
fan duels,
fan comment thing.
Fan posts. Yeah.
I forget what it was called. Nathan was like a really annoying commenter that people didn't like. So I was like, hey, dude, come on over. I'm just kidding. He was laughing.
I've grown so much since then, too.
Were you guys ever on like Seahawks.net back in the day?
Oh, yeah.
No,
yeah,
they don't like me on that website. I know that for sure.
Yeah.
I was on that.
Is that like
I think that's where Doug Farrar got his start.
Wow.
That explains
Seahawks.net. Yeah. Anyway, I just curious because Nathan just knows you so well, Evan, in a way that is like so incisive. It makes me like crack up every time. He cuts you to the quick.
Okay, so ballpark this for me. I need to hear what your anxiety level is on a scale from every single one of you. I need to know if I am being insane.
All right, I want to say one thing, and then I want to hear from Jeff on this.
Yes.
And Nathan. First thing is, the Seahawks can lose this game. I'm not blind to that. Like 100%. There's no way you could go into a game in a divisional round playoff against a team that got there, that beat the Super Bowl champs, that on the road, that is continually beat teams that they shouldn't beat, that is coached by, a guy that may deserve Coach of the Year honors. Like all this stuff. You can't have all of that with a good quarterback and think that there's no chance you're going to lose. I don't think that. But there is nothing that could happen on Saturday that would lead me to believe that the 49ers are a better team than the Seahawks. There is nothing that could happen on Saturday that would lead me to think that the 49ers are a better team than the Seahawks. They could beat them, but the Panthers beat the Rams and they almost did it again. That would not have made the Panthers a better team than the Rams. So that's where I am with this game. Like, generally speaking, when there's a team that is clearly better, that team usually wins. That's where I'm at. Jeff, where are you?
I'm close to a 9. And if we were playing the Panthers and we lost this game, like it would suck. But the idea of like us as the number 1 seed with the Super Bowl window losing to this team and this fan base and certain writers who I get really triggered by when I really shouldn't. The idea, like I'm going to the worst places here because you're right. Like objectively, the Seahawks should win this game and win it comfortably, but it's a division game. It kind of never works like that.
Mm-hmm.
And if we were just playing like Tampa Bay or Chicago, I wouldn't have this feeling, but The idea of like losing to San Francisco as a 7-point underdog, like really makes me scared. And I shouldn't be going to the worst case scenario, but that's where I'm at. And I wish I wasn't there. If we win this game, my joy, and Brian, you always talk about this, you can't get that elation without getting to like the lowest point. And so that's kind of where I'm at. I shouldn't be there because, again, you look at these two rosters, the injuries they have, and the fact that we just stomped them 2 weeks ago. I should be comfortable. But I think that's what almost makes me more nervous because of exactly what you just said, Brian.
Nathan?
I'm like a 3.
Oh my god!
I'm so jealous of you. Oh
my god!
You're probably right.
Like Brian said, the Niners have beaten Seattle this year, so it's not out of the question. And there is a ton of like the rivalry stuff writing on it, but it's just, I don't know. This team just doesn't give me any heartburn. Like I just don't. And this is maybe setting me up to look incredibly stupid, Saturday night. But I don't stress about this team. I don't stress about this coach. I don't stress about anything. And I mean, I stress a little bit about Sam Darnold. Like I talk about him a lot because he's like literally the only question mark on this team. And he's not like that big of a question mark.
Yeah, I want to build on something you said earlier as well, Nathan. You keep talking about like this is Evans, projecting his Reddit 49ers Reddit experience. Well, this team, they just like they are unshakable when it comes to the way that they just kind of go through their week and their process. They do not get too high. They do not get too low. They do not like take themselves too seriously, start believing, like reading their own press. They're not like starting to appear on all these like brand commercials yet. And like, this is still the infancy of all that. You've got veterans who are really smart, level-headed guys that also have not won a Super Bowl and have not gone through it for the most part. So they're not out in front of this. They're hungry. They're keeping people in line. The coaching staff has not been there. They are focused. We have not seen a single game, I would say, this year where you're like, oh, the Seahawks really didn't come to play today. The closest I would say was the 10 a.m. game in Atlanta, the first half of that game. Carolina, you can say, but I don't think it was a 10 a.m. thing. I just think like Atlanta, they were just a little flat.
Say the Colts game. The Colts game. The Colts game, they were flat. I think they just assumed they'd win because it's Phillip Rivers. And
maybe I had a different read on that. I felt like the Colts played their asses off in that game. Like that was their Alamo. But maybe I'll give you that. I just compared to Pete Carroll teams.
True.
There was just like, there was this like thing where it was just, Jeff's thing, PTSD. There would be games where you're like, wait, why is this close? Why is Colt McCoy making this close? That's not what this team is. And so if they're better, if they're prepared, if they're healthy, they should win. Like, and again, I'm like not guaranteeing a win, but
I think that almost makes me more nervous.
I get it. I
totally it was one of those games where like, even when we were playing the Rams, like I wasn't that nervous going into the game because I thought it was a pretty big challenge and I thought it was a toss-up and a 50-50 game. And if they lost, it was kind of explainable. That's where I think Nathan's right though. Like they haven't had the bad loss this year. Like all the games they lost, one of them was kind of like the first loss of the year was kind of coaching and Rick Woolen screwing up and their game plan offense was unexplainable. But they haven't had those games. Like the Tampa Bay game was kind of explainable. Looking in, like seeing what happened, obviously it looks weirder, but they were peaking at that time. The Seahawks were missing like 7 defenders, and Darnold still had an incredible game. And then the Rams game, Darnold threw 4 interceptions. They still almost won the game.
Mm-hmm.
And so they haven't had that loss. Like, well, they had the little Daniel Jones Giants loss last year. That was like the unexplainable game. But really, they haven't had that moment where they've just crap the bed.
And even in the close games, it's never been the why is Colt McCoy doing this to us, right? Like against Carolina, at no point did I think, oh boy, Bryce Young is just ready to burst. Like, oh, this is gonna go the wrong way. All of us, it's gonna go bad and real quick. It was just kind of like, hey, offense, you gonna you guys want to wake up anytime soon? Like, we just need like 6 points.
Poke,
It's cool.
poke.
Yeah. It's like, wake up, please. Like, I just need you to like kick 3 field goals. We'll be cool. And so like even in those like closer games or the games where like it's like, oh God, is Phillip Rivers, like 82-year-old Phillip Rivers, going to beat us? It was like it wasn't like Phillip Rivers looked amazing in that game. It was just like, hey, like Canine, could you just bust one of these? Like, can we just be done here, please? And so it's a totally different feeling even when they have those kind of off games.
Can I express my gratitude for a second to all three of you?
Yeah.
You guys are making me feel a lot better about this game.
Why? What made you feel better?
I mean, you're not wrong. Like when it comes to I was thinking about the vibe and just like where this team is at culturally in the locker room. You're 100% right, Brian. Like these guys have not won Super Bowls. These guys have not had a number 1 seed before. Like they were projected to win 7 games in the offseason. They still have a lot to prove. Regular season is one thing. Playoffs are a totally different animal. A lot of these guys, some of them are on the back half of their careers. Like DeMarcus Lawrence, like he probably wants a ring before he retires. He probably, has a couple more years left in the NFL, but probably not like 8 or 9 more years. I just think they're hungry, and culturally they're in a really good spot. I don't think egos have formed yet or anywhere close to it. And I think we know what Seahawks teams did have that issue where egos started to like penetrate like the cause a little bit, and it felt almost disruptive at points. We're not there yet. This team's young. They're hungry. The coaching staff is young. They're hungry. They've got a lot to prove. I mean, Clint Kubiak, he's got stuff to prove in the playoffs. I think it may impact his head coaching availability and potential there. There's just there's a lot on the line for these guys, and the vibes are good though. Do you know how much the vibes matter though? Like not to make like a dumb, like another sport joke here, but like Phoenix Suns assembled like the big 3 last year or the past few years. Absolute, like on paper, it's like you guys should win a championship like every single year because of the talent, the stardom, but the vibes were so bad. And the vibes on this team are just so healthy and positive and exciting. So
I'll say this, like it struck me multiple times throughout this season, and it struck me again today. Bless you, Jeff. That the locker room, and to speak about vibes, like just it is a vibe. It's like a confidence without being arrogant, and just like this team is physical. They are great preparers. They're great practicers. They're really good, well coached. It feels to me like the 2013 squad, like in that sense. They're very different in terms of their energy and like how it shows up. But the level of, no, we know that we're better than you. Everyone else might not know that yet, but we do. And we trust our process. Like that is just there. There's no doubt in that locker room. And so, yeah, I think this is the best team in football. I've been saying that for a while. Does not mean that you just get to walk through the playoffs and everything just is easy. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. So I think the hardest part about these games, I don't know about you guys, but like setting your expectations when you head in, and this is where I get what Jeff and Evan are talking about. If you expect the team to win easily and it's a dogfight, you're like pissed. If you're expecting it to be like, oh my God, this is going to be terrible, and then they win, you're like thrilled. So, I mean, Nathan, when you go, like when we're not doing our pick quite yet, but like, it sounds like you're going to go into this game expecting a pretty comfortable win. Is that right?
Yeah. I mean, this team, what comfort looks like sometime for this team is kind of different. Like 13-3 felt very comfortable. That's not a score that I'm typically comfortable with. So I would expect something very similar to that. It's not going to be the Saints game, of course. I mean, maybe it will. That'd be amazing.
That would be incredible.
I mean, I think it's totally out of the question. But so yeah, I think this should be another one of those games where at no point am I worried about the Niners offense doing anything. And I'm just kind of waiting to see how much cushion will the offense give the defense.
Jeff, one of the things I I loved this morning. I had talked to Grant Cohn, our friend, right? And he's like, I'm like, okay, tell me how the 49ers win this game. Like, paint the picture. And he's like, well, Robert Saleh can't just leave his safeties deep like last time. He's got to like take away the run. He can't just let Zach Charbonnet like run the ball down their throats. That was like music to my friggin' ears. You know how long we've been waiting for a team to fear the Seahawks run game enough to where they're like, we're going to bring safeties down and we're going to get back to single high. And by the way, JSN and Rashid Shaheed now are going to have a lot easier opportunities. Like, that feels like could be a big deal if that's how, if the 49ers are going to be like, we got to stop the run first.
Yeah, that's since the Rams went against that game plan and really flipped that around. Every team has gone what the Rams have done. And really the Seahawks explosive pass game has gone away. And really there hasn't been a comfortable offensive performance really since. And the peak of it was the Washington game where they just looked unstoppable in the first half. But that game and some time in Arizona and things like that, when the Seahawks and the Jacksonville game at times, when this offense can hit the explosive pass game, there you combine that with the defense, that's the path for a blowout. Because they haven't really, we still haven't seen the Shaheed play yet. I was sending you guys some clips the other day of stuff Kubiak did with Shaheed last year. I'm like, I just want to see one of those. But really, like, I don't think Darnold is comfortable or best in that like third and manageable run the ball short. He's not great at that. I think he's best when he can get the ball down the field, and teams have really taken that away. And so I think Robert Mays said it with Brian, like his downfield rate early in the first 9 games of the year was like Hall of Fame level. And really, once that's gone away, it's been, Brady said today, he's the 27th in QBR over the last 8 games. So yeah, if teams want to go up and defend the run and take that away and not take away the third and manageable and let us get chunk plays, that's the recipe for a blowout, I think, for Seattle.
Yeah, really well said. All right, let's take some Patreon questions. I will parcel these out for you guys. Patreon.com/HawkBlogger. We got a bunch of new folks joining. You can ask us questions by connecting your account to Discord. And then there's a Discord channel, Patreon Real Hawk Talk Questions. You get to ask us questions each week. Let's start with you, Evan. This is a good one for you. This is from JD. What is your view on whether or not we re-sign Kenneth Walker this offseason?
I hate this question.
I know. That's why I wanted to give it to you. I'm evil that way.
So here's what I think will happen. I think Seattle will try to resign him. But I think another team is going to come in and offer him way more money than Seattle is willing to accommodate and bank a little bit on that draft stock potential and some of what we've seen in some of his more explosive moments and give him like the true like vision of like, you're going to be the lead back in this offense. You're not going to be splitting time, in a timeshare, and give him the time to grow his career and be the lead guy. So that's what I think is going to happen. Seattle might throw him a reasonable contract, but I'm trying to think of like an accurate comparison where something similar has happened. Almost like this isn't right. Almost like a Golden Tate situation where it's like, you guys remember that contract stuff where it's like we chose to keep Doug Baldwin, right?
Yeah.
But it was a lot of, contract dynamics at that point, but we wanted to keep Golden, but it was kind of like, can we? I think he just walks with a higher deal, and I don't blame him. He should take that. So that's my prediction for what happens. If they can get him back at like, his market's going to be weird. That's kind of like what I'm struggling with, guys, is like, if Seattle offers him, I don't know what they offer. Because Mike McDonald feels like he uses like colorful language about K9 and like loves him.
It's going to be an interesting one to watch. I think what you described seems like a plausible outcome, but we'll have to see. I think he's playing his best football right now.
If Seattle offered him like 3 years, like, this is a high number and you're going to shit your pants, but like somewhere between 22 and 24 million over 3 years.
Oh,
That's a very
not
low
high.
number. That's a
Yeah.
very low
If
number.
it, I mean,
Like
I
under
think you
10
get like
under
up to
10 million?
12 million in the open
Yeah.
market.
you think he would get that?
Yeah,
I think he
dude.
would. I don't. I
DeAndre
don't.
Swift.
Yeah.
What
I
was
don't
that?
know. Like I haven't got to free agency yet because our team's been in the Super
Sure.
Bowl.
But like, I want to do this like real fast, actually. So like
All
the
right.
running back.
I don't know if it's worth all that, but if you want to do something really fast, I'll let you.
I'm just like, I mean, is K9 a top 10 running back in this league?
I think he is.
You guys
James
think
Cook
he is?
just signed his deal, right?
What did Swift signed last offseason as a free agent, right?
Yeah, he got 8. James
Swift-
Cook is getting. He's going to be getting.
No, James Cook is a lot higher. He's 11.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that's where it starts.
I think 10. I think 10 is roughly where I'd expect, and I think I'd be comfortable with up to 8 for him. But like, we'll see. Let's move on. I don't want to spend time on the offseason. I just want to torture Evan about.
Yeah,
K9
it's bad omen.
So Amani, this is a question I want to get quick thoughts from all of you on this. We all want the Seahawks to win the Super Bowl, clearly. And I think, well, let me just ask a question. But if we send the 49ers home this weekend, would you consider this season a success no matter what happens after that? Jeff, I'm going to start with you.
I already consider this season a success. I mean, even if they lost this week, I'd consider the season a success. So, absolutely, yes. I think figuring out that we have the guy at the head coach and we have the infrastructure for a dominant defense. They were the number 1 seed for a team that everyone thought would win 7 games. Going into the playoffs this season is a success. To knock out San Francisco and steal the number 1 seed in the same season, then the season's a huge success. But no, I think if anyone said the season's a failure if they lose, I would have real trouble with that.
All right. He's setting you guys up. Nathan, what would your answer be?
I kind of think they have to win this game for it to be a success. Is it a failure if they don't? Like, no, obviously there's like a spectrum here. But I think to have a team that's this good and that we all believe is clearly better than their opponent and they're getting them at home, if they can't seal the deal on one playoff game in that scenario, that feels not good. And it's their windows in the NFL are basically 1 year at a time anymore. I feel like, so while there's obviously a lot positive to take out of this year, to just get ultimately nothing out of it, to have another year without a playoff win, I would feel bad, even though, number 1 seed and that's great. But it just, at some point, this team needs to win some playoff games. And if it's not going to be this year, I'm going to be pretty pissed about it.
Fair. Evan, quickly for you.
I think the stakes are really high. 1:30 p.m. game in Seattle. Oh, I'm sorry. The reporting was off from some people. Sorry. Primetime game in Seattle on Saturday night. I stand by my prediction and expectations at the beginning of the year. They need to win a playoff game. I'm with Nathan on this.
Okay. All right. Good stuff. All right. Let's go to you, Nathan. This is from Doe Hest. My biggest concern is our home field defensive communication errors. Is our defense statistically worse at home this year? Will this be a playoff challenge? I haven't looked up the home stuff, but probably if you think about Tampa at home and the Rams at home, those were the 2 big point total and yardage totals, and those both came at home. What's your thought on that?
I've just never bought into this they can't play at home thing. It just never felt like a real thing to me. And I think this, so no, I have zero concerns about it. I'm sure that the numbers are bad, but also Baker was playing as well as he ever played and the defense was decimated in that game. And then, that Rams team's really good. And so it's not something that I worry about at all. And if you look at how Seattle played against the Niners in the first game at home, they lost, but the defense was still effective. So I'm not stressing it.
Okay. Let's give this one to Evan. CGS says it's weird to feel like getting the bye and then going. Wait, is it weird to feel like getting the bye and then going one and done is a worse season than winning a wild card and then losing the divisional? This is where I'm at, but I can't fully rationalize it.
Worse than winning the
Basically
wild card.
saying if the Seahawks had the 49ers path where they lost that game in week 18, lost the division, won a wild card game, let's say they beat the Eagles, and then they lost to the 49ers in the divisional, would that he's saying that would feel better than not winning a single playoff game, even though you won the division and you got the number 1 seed and you got a bye week?
That's a really interesting dilemma. I'm divided. Where are you guys at on this one? I
honestly, these questions bug me. I no offense, like everyone's allowed to ask. That's just not where my mind is. I'm not thinking about like, what's it going to feel like when we lose? I'm thinking about like, where am I going to stay in Santa Clara for the Super Bowl?
Let's go. let's go.
For me, I don't give a
Genuinely.
shit about winning a wild card game and then losing in the next round. To me, the bye is the exact same. We're still in the second round. Like, I don't put any stock in winning. Like the Seahawks beat Josh McCown that one year. Did that feel good? No, we felt lost. I don't care about that. I think we're in the same spot. I don't think it would feel any better.
I
agree.
want to go back to one thing real quick before you move on, Brian. This situation feels really rare. Like it feels so rare. And I think I'm feeling emotionally, like psychologically, almost maybe the weight of how rare this feels.
That's what's
And-
scary.
Precious.
That's exactly.
It's so
It's precious.
special. It's
Yeah.
so precious. Like the last time that you could probably point to is 2012 or 2013. This is like a once every decade or two type of thing, maybe more.
Well, when
This-
you have the quarterbacks, it's not. But
Sure.
It's happened 4 times in franchise history that they've been the 1 seed in the NFL or in the NFC.
Yeah, it's just not often.
This is
Right?
the 4th time. Yeah.
like when you have the Mahomes and the Josh Allens, and you can actually win every year during those windows, it happens a lot. But when you're
But even Josh Allen wasn't the one.
When's the last
seed
time
in
Josh
the-
Allen had the
no,
number
but
1
every year they
seed
go
and-
into the playoffs with like a legitimate thought in their head, like they can win the Super Bowl this year.
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, emotionally.
Yeah, like most teams and don't have like defenses, especially if your defense like they're so volatile. They have small windows.
Yeah, no, we talk about that all the time, and I guess that's certainly in my brain, but I don't find that a healthy place to spend time because, like,
better when I-
focus on okay, all the things that have gone right that are so hard to replicate, and you don't want to count on them. Like, yeah, sure,
Well,
but they have gone right, and the team is in a good situation, and so great. Like, let's enjoy that.
so Brian, I want to be clear here. It's not a
Yeah.
position of fear. It's a position of I'm still struggling to process that this season happened. Like
people are.
14
Yeah.
like 14 wins
I agree
Yeah.
with that.
in the second year of Mike McDonald's head coaching career. That's insane.
Yeah.
Like we were arguing tooth and nail about whether moving on for Pete Carroll 16 months ago would be like the worst decision we ever made.
Well, we were, or other people were.
Okay. Well, I was going to, Battle of the Bastards level war on Twitter every single day. Okay. Like this it feels, I'm struggling to process it still. That's how successful this has been.
It's true. It's true. All right, let's take a couple more of these from patrons. Who did I give the last question to? I think I gave it to Evan. So Jeff, this is coming to you. Wait, Jeff, did I come? Let's go to Nathan. Sovereign Alex says there's motivation for the Niners. There will be motivation for the NFC Championship and the Super Bowl, but there's a level of team ramping up motivation. What is this question?
Yeah.
Cool.
Is there a level of team ramping up motivation too much in the divisional and not having enough rest of the run?
Yeah.
I think the question
I don't
is,
think I can answer this one.
is there a chance that this is a situation where they're going to get too ramped up for this game and then like fall flat
run out of
next week?
steam for the other game?
I think that's the question.
Or are they like taking them lightly? Is that the question?
I don't know. I think it's the opposite. I think it's like they're going to be too focused on this one and then fall flat after it.
Can you take this question? You're around the team.
No, I just don't think it's a something to think about.
Yeah, I don't. Can you give me another question?
Here's one that says this one's for Brian. You want that one?
All right.
This
No,
is from
no.
Oh, we're clearly being rude to the guests.
oh my God, this is okay. Here's one from Sam Brown. What's the single biggest advantage we have over the 49ers, and what's their single biggest advantage over us? You can handle that one, Jeff.
Kicker.
The one who missed
Their
2 field goals,
advantage
like a 5-yarder.
Okay, asshole. Okay.
I mean, it's just accurate, dude. You made me sign an apology form, and then he starts missing easy kicks. Come on.
Get it out of the way before the playoffs.
Yeah. What's your answer, Jeff?
I think the single biggest advantage is our defensive interior against their offensive interior. I think they can't really block our defensive line really well. And they think Trent Williams gave them more pressures than anyone on their offensive line last week. And I think obviously you saw the coverage and you saw the hitting and you saw the speed of the defense, but really what makes this defense so good is Brock Purdy had to get rid of the ball so quickly, and that we pressured him 60% of the time in the first game. That is a big time advantage. That guy, Spencer Burford at left guard, I think his name was, just got destroyed in the last game. And they just don't have the horses up front to typically block this defensive line. For them, I think it's just the quarterback advantage. I think Purdy is pretty clearly better than Darnold. And obviously the biggest fear for Seahawks is Darnold falling on his face. But I think if you look around, like you might have said like Kubiak versus Saleh, but I think Kubiak got him pretty good last time. So they have a really personnel disadvantage there on defense. But I think that's where you got to go.
I don't think we gave Kubiak enough credit for that game plan in week 18. Like they came out and were like, we're going to run the ball down your throat. And they just kept doing it. And like, I thought that was like, it wasn't what he's done every other.
No, I think because of the sequencing of the goal line or Darnold not making that throw, everyone was so mad that it almost
exactly.
Yeah,
exactly. All right, one more. We're gonna take this is a group question. This is from Silk. He says it's for me, but he said that I mentioned nachos the other day, and he wants to know the ideal composition for game day nachos. This is a conversation we've had many times. It's time to revisit. It's a good time to revisit this. And he gives some examples like chicken or beef, beans, jalapenos. I will just say the only right answer, and then you guys can chime in with whatever bullshit you have to say. No, I generally respect your nacho opinions, but
even mine.
Yeah, you have some craziness, but they're generally we're on the same page. Steak over chicken every time, especially if it's good steak.
Preach.
Beans for sure. For me, I prefer like whole beans, but black beans are fine. I'm fine with that. The absolute no-nos on nachos. You cannot do cheese sauce as opposed to real melted cheese. And I'm not talking about that shredded bullshit Kroger stuff. I'm talking about like Tillamook, like quality cheese. And you cannot put black olives on nachos. Like that is, you are a bad person if you put black olives on nachos. Those are like, I've given like speeches on nachos. I will stop there, but those are like my absolutes for nachos.
Are black olives good on anything?
Oh, they're so bad.
No.
I don't think they add any value to society, to life, to culture. Like I'd be totally in favor of banning black olives.
I'd run my presidential platform on that. I like that.
The one thing that you're wrong is the cheese sauce.
Ooh,
cheese sauce can be amazing. And I think ideal nachos have both.
Okay. I can accept that.
Yeah.
I've had that.
I mean, the context matters, right? Like, are you talking because cheese sauce, like gross ass cheese sauce with like a
I'm not talking like the stupid ass stadium nachos where it's tortilla chips and cheese sauce, but like you get a real quality queso going or something like that. And then, yeah, that's great. I love it.
Line 21, this is not a safe space for you, just to be clear.
Whoever got the idea this was a safe space?
I'm
new here.
It's not, and I'll tell you something very scary that makes this not safe for us. The more and more I hear who listens to this show, the less safe it is what we actually say on here.
Did you tell Nathan?
No, I have not told Nathan yet, but
Good.
like
To me.
I will let you know.
Oh.
It is humbling and also like, oh, they're listening to
Yeah, I'd say alarming is also a good word.
Alarming.
I'm
All right,
cooked.
we're at the hour here, so we got to get our
I got
picks
time,
in.
by the way. I got some.
I got like I probably have like 10 minutes, but Evan, you look like you're about to turn into a pumpkin. Yes? No, you're
Brother,
good.
I am always here to talk to you. Why are you always trying to run from us?
Yeah,
Brian?
sure.
It's been a little while since Evan just popped like disappeared like
It's
a
because we have a fucking fun football team to root for, guys.
Their
And,
correlation-
and we're not on 95-year-old Pete Carroll here ripping out my heart every season.
Yeah, I was gonna say, is there a correlation?
Okay.
between Carroll era ending and Evan disappearing?
Yeah, what happened to those Geno Smith cult members in the
Did
offseason?
you guys read Brady Henderson's article on the
here.
whole quarterback thing today?
I
Oh,
did.
no. Hit me.
You did. I mean, I felt like it was. I mean, I love
Like,
Brady,
there wasn't
but
anything really new in
it
there.
wasn't anything new in there.
But like, not a great look for Geno.
Wait. Spill. Tell me.
So they went through like the whole like how the Geno thing ended and how they ended up on Darnold and how like why they chose Darnold. And apparently when they won extend Geno in 2023 or after 2023 because he had 1 year left in his contract, Geno like stormed into Schneider's office and tried to like make a case why they have to change their policy for him because Tua and Trevor Lawrence got $55 million. He didn't. Mostly fair, to be honest. He probably thought he was worth more money than those guys. But just the whole thing about how the negotiation fell apart, how Geno had no interest in negotiating back, how they were prepared to offer him, I think it was a 2-year, $70 million deal, and why they pivoted to Darnold. And the reason it was purely one of the things that they didn't like about him was the leadership. And I know Brady's talked about this on air, and one of the things that and apparently Kevin O'Connell called Schneider and vouched for Darnold, which was pretty surprising. And apparently the reason the Vikings moved on was because they thought they had Daniel Jones signed, and they end up with their egg on their face in this whole thing. So it was interesting, but not the best look on Geno, I'd say, going through all where his career ends up and why they traded him.
Real quick.
I gotta say before you jump in, Evan.
Yeah.
All those topics feel like gross to me right now. Like it's such a pure love the way this team's playing, the way it's coached, the way it's together. Like I don't really want to go back and talk about the Geno stuff, like or the DK stuff. Like that was the beginning of the season. It was kind of fun to like have that juxtaposition, but I find it like I don't know. I find it kind of gross at this point.
Yeah,
I'm not saying you shouldn't say anything. I'm just like my reaction to it.
Great article. Greg Bishop on Mike McDonald is a must read. Kind of going through his academic history and why he ended up. I think they walked through like his program at Georgia and his like girlfriend at the time, and they're like elite scholars at Georgia, and how he got into coaching. It was pretty cool.
You sent me that this morning. I haven't read it.
I don't recommend you reading is the ranking of the draft class by Football Outsiders on
Aaron Schatz.
That sent me into stupid. What a waste of energy.
God. Did it make you zen like, Jeff?
Oh my God.
You should share it. Like people, not everybody knows what you're referring to. What's the Zen like reference?
David Lombardi, my favorite writer in America, was saying after the game that the 49ers and the Eagles got into a Zen-like mode on defense. And that's how they were able to stop the Eagles and win the game with that fourth quarter lead. Ignoring that the offensive coordinator literally got fired for massive disappointment.
Nathan's face was so classic.
And he literally said the 49ers with basically zero NFL level starters were Zen, even though the Jalen Hurts has sucked all season long.
Yeah.
AJ Brown dropped every pass in his hands. Yeah, sure. Surely it was Zen-like fashion, not the Eagles. That's why they won that game.
Zen.
It was insane. Funny. What a stupid take.
That guy's so bad.
Hey, like,
okay, I gotta tell people if you don't,
it's not that hard.
If you don't know this, Jeff, his nickname is the Twitter police, and so anytime you see Jeff just like correcting somebody, he'll correct like Albert Breer. Like he'll go out there and like, no, that makes no sense. You just got to respond with like your favorite police emoji.
Oh yeah, Brian dunks on me every time.
I just imagine you going around with your little like baton and like a little siren.
Well,
like...
the guy from Football Outsiders said they were the 21st best draft class, and it's because Robbie Utes didn't have a catch this year. And the Chargers, who drafted a running back in the first round, and Trey Harris, who had like 4 catches this year, were 8th. And
Yeah,
Gray
it was sad.
Zabel and Nicky Minmori, who got all pro votes, that's not good because Torrey Horton got injured. And like, how can you have Seattle not as a top 5, let alone
5.
top 10?
Minimum.
They
Yeah,
got
for
2
sure.
all pro votes.
Yeah.
All right,
For
I do have another thing I got to run to in a little bit. So
Okay,
I got to get
Oh,
through a couple.
Brian always trying to like run on us. This is so annoying.
You want to hear the funniest thing? You know what I have to run to?
What?
KNBR wants to have me on as a guest. Do you know who KNBR is?
Is it some radio?
It's Bay Area, San Francisco.
Oh.
I'm going into enemy territory. So
Wait, so we got to get you to do something. Like, what do you got to do something?
I'm playing it straight.
No.
You're such a professional when you go on these shows. I know the true you, Brian.
Like, Brian, you know the
The
true.
true.
I love
know
Matt
that.
Stafford. He's so good. He should be the MVP.
I just want everybody to know I see Brian as a professional on these shows. I know who Brian is. I know the real Brian Nemhauser. I
You know
just
what,
want
though?
you to know that.
Who has like you in your work environment? Who's your like true self at work? I mean,
I'm not even close.
I'm honestly the same person.
like yeah.
That's
No,
not
like I am. No, I totally am.
You got to do something. You got to have some like barb or something ready for him, though. You got to.
All right. I will consider it. I will think about poking the bear a little bit. I
Gotta
don't
do
know
something.
how much I want to poke the bear, but I might poke the bear a little bit.
Ask why the anticipation is for so many Niner faithful to travel to Seattle in such significant masses for this game when they couldn't even fill their own stadium in week 17.
Oh, that gets them going.
I mean, it's the truth though. It was
You know
like
how
half
many?
empty.
You know how many pictures I took throughout that game because I knew that they would all say, "Oh, you're cherry picking that you took the picture at this specific moment at halftime or like whatever." So I kept taking them at all different points to show how freaking like there were empty seats in that stadium. Like that was wild to me.
Yeah.
But I got to get through a couple super chats and picks. So let's do this real quick. Super Sauce XL. Let's go Hawks. Fired up for the game Saturday. Crazy they haven't hosted a playoff game in 9 years. It's time to go on a deep run. 100%. Super Sauce XL. That's Stan Darnold, by the way, if you don't know. Stan Darnold's an audience member. And just
The redhead?
Yes.
Love him.
This is Stan Darnold. Moshi Moss says, first live show I've made all year, 26-13 Seahawks win, and Jason Myers will be perfect on the night. I'll be at the game with my pops. He's a Niners fan. Well, I no longer am supportive of you. Sorry. Snow Tiger, whether Fred Warner plays or not does not change the outcome of the games. The Hawks play their game. I love this team and Mike Mack, whatever happens. Michael Fawcett, this show has come so far. Has it really, though?
Yes.
Appreciate all the crew. Brian, a year ago, I said you should get Adam Ray on the show, and your response seemed like, why would he come on my show? It's come full circle. Congrats for all the success. Yes, Adam Ray will be coming on after Jeffrey Dean Morgan on Friday. So that'll be fun. Jeff Jennings, this season came a year early, let's be honest, yet here we are. Dogzilla Monster, how do we get Amy a couple tickets to the game? Well, if Amy needs a couple tickets, let me know. We'll try to figure that out because Amy has been amazing moderating our chat as well as Discord and a bunch of other things. Pass to Troy. We have pretty good history on Saturday Night Games. Beastquake, Carolina, 2014, Niners 2 weeks ago. Any I'm missing? I don't know. But the Seahawks have never lost a divisional game at home. So that's pretty good, regardless of what the day is. Worst Gen, Niners suck, but it's not easy to beat them twice. It's true.
This works against them too. They have to beat Seattle twice too.
Thank you.
Good point,
Thank you.
Nathan. Analytics.
A great tweet on that today, though.
Real quick. I know Brian has to jump. Can we do a Saturday morning show, guys, together before the game?
We do.
Yeah, but okay, Nathan,
Jeff and I, whoever wants to join, sure.
Can
you
you
gust
invite other people too?
I'm streaming the show. No, but I feel like I need to talk
hold the fuck on. Hold on. This is not a gatekeeping scenario. I have to pull Jeff's always been generous with his time.
Brian?
Yeah, if you guys want to be on the show, frickin'
Look, I don't want to have to follow Adam Ray and Jeffrey Dean Morgan by myself. We need you guys.
You guys want to be on the show, you're on the show. It's not a question. Anytime.
Any Saturday. Seriously.
Anytime.
Boom.
All right. Quickly. Need picks.
See ya.
Evan, I'm going to start with you.
31-9 Seahawks.
Jeff.
27-17.
Nathan, I love these two guys. I'm so nervous. I'm picking like double-digit victories. Okay.
The whiskey hit. Okay. The whiskey
okay.
hit.
I'm still terrified.
Nathan.
17-10 Seahawks.
My God.
What the fuck is going on with you guys? This
Yeah,
makes
you
no sense.
Should be more optimistic
I
for
said
the
it
love
would
of
be-
God.
I said it would be a lot like the last game, 13-3, 17, like low scoring, but like never really a question.
I will tell Goobson Magoo, who's in Twitter chat, we don't do all caps, just FYI. But I appreciate the
Also, I don't need hair.
participation.
The
I
username
had
is
hair.
funny.
It was not
though.
good. You don't want to.
No, I feel the same way. I actually still have hair. I just don't like my hair.
Yeah, 100%.
It's not good. We're all better off with me wearing hats. So, my prediction, I'm going to go 37 to 13 Seahawks.
Holy shit.
That's what I'll go with in this game.
Balls.
And you know what? That's what the score should be. That's what the score should be in this game. And it's time for the 49ers like zombie season to finally go. Like put one in the head. Like, and I don't mean that literally. Don't take this as violence. But like
But
you gotta double tap this team. Like they will not die. So like put them out of their misery, end it, and let's get on with the real football that's going to be happening next week.
Behind the woodshed moment. It's time.
Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. Everybody, tomorrow, by the way, 8 a.m., I'm starting a show. We have 3 guests. Brian Baldinger, Brett Coleman from Bootleg Football, and Mina Kimes. So triple guests tomorrow. It's going to be a great show. Lots of good stuff. Won't be this good, but it'll be good. So make sure you tune in for that. Make sure you give us a like and subscribe, patreon.com/hawkblogger, and support our sponsors, Sleeper. Download the Sleeper app. Make sure you use promo code HAWK to get you up to $100 match on your first deposit. Terms and conditions do apply. See Sleeper's terms of use for details. Currently operational over 25 states. Go to simplyseattle.com. Use promo code HawkBlogger15. Get you 15% off anything you get there. Get it while it's hot. A lot of good stuff going on. All right. Take care. Thanks for everybody. This has been another episode of Real Hawk Talk.